Welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name is Michael and we are in the Porcupine Hills in Alberta. We've just travelled in after work, so the time is around 7 o'clock. I don't have a lot of time to actually get everything set up, so it's going to be a bit of a rush. We bought the KVF 360, I've got the double ice fishing tent, I've got a hot stove. It's going to get pretty cold. We're in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, so we might get a bit of frost in the morning. So it'd be nice to have that stove for sure. So I'm not going to hang around, I'm going to set the camera and go ahead, get everything done. Let's get started. So I'm going to finish up the rest. All I could do is put my sleeping bag out, my sleeping mat, and bring in my cooler, basically. So very simple. If you're doing this in the snow especially, very simple as well. And speed really is the key to comfort when you're in the wild. When you're winter camping, you don't want really elaborate tents if you can help it. You want to get it up and in, get the fire going, be comfortable. You don't want to be out there for half an hour, putting everything together and freezing your nethers off before you can get that stove going. So give me a few moments, I'll get the rest set up and then I'll bring you inside. Okay, so we are all set up now. We've got the bed done, we cut wood, we brought everything in, got my little chair, the dogs are fed, grabbed a soda. Oh, that was hard work. Just kind of rushing there just to get it all done before it went completely dark, and now it's completely dark. That took approximately 32 minutes. So set up the tent, set up the stove, get the furniture in, chop the wood, feed the dogs. Not too bad. If there's two people, obviously that'd be much easier. And the wood I have isn't the greatest, so I'm going to get the stove lit anyway. It's not super cold, or it doesn't feel that way because I've been working so hard. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty comfy night, I think. Oh yeah, it's going to be good. Okay, let's get the stove lit. Okay, we're going to get the stove lit. Lizzy's going to help. She's a bit freaked out actually. It's going to be alright. She's not used to this type of camping. You with your sister, she'll show you what to do. So I've got the stove right here. I'm just going to use some garbage that I have already. So I'm just going to use that, set it up in the stove, and hopefully it will light right up. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Let's get to it. Good enough. Oh my god, seriously? Wood is also a little damp. I do not have high hopes. And look, you've found a bed spot every time. Okay, I think we got it. So I'm going to put some more smaller pieces in to keep that door slightly just to the point where it starts to draw. Right there. There it goes. You can just see how the smoke kind of peels away from the door. So you know you got it exactly right. Okay, I'll get this fire built up a little bit. I'll get the dogs settled a little bit more, and yeah, I'm going to find my soda. Where am I going to put that? So far, so good. So the tent's nice and warm now. Wasn't super cold outside, probably it's about 6-7 degrees, but it's certainly around, I'd say about 20 right now, so it's actually quite warm. We've got plenty of wood for the night, and normally the stove runs for about 2 hours, 2.5. My wood is not very good, so I don't expect it's going to stay lit for too long. But looking forward to a good night's sleep in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. So we'll see you in the morning. Good night.
Well, good morning. Not a terrible night, actually. Pretty comfortable. Except I had 2 dogs sleeping on my leg all night. And they're both heavy. So, can't feel my leg. But it did get cold last night. I think it went below freezing. But we'll see. My next job is to get up, get the fire going. And then we can have some breakfast. Everyone can get fed. Then by that time, the time right now is like 7. It's coming up to 7 o'clock. So by the time breakfast is done, 8 o'clock, sun should be up. So we'll be ready to head out on the ATV, do some exploring, and some fun activities. Alright, let's get started.
Okay, well, that's breakfast. 2 sausages, 2 pieces of bacon, a piece of fried bread, and I'm sure the dogs are gonna eat some of it too, like they always do. And obviously a cup of coffee. Why does everything taste better outside? Okay, so I'm going to sit and enjoy this, and then we're going to tidy up, and then we're going to head out. Very excited to be back in the forest again. And thankfully, the tent is really nice and warm again, and a very comfortable place to be. What do you think, Esme? You warm enough? Good girl. Me and the dog's just taking a break. It is super windy. Came out to this nice big lookout. It's my favorite places to come to look, obviously. And I've camped here a couple of times before as well. It's just a beautiful spot. There's a pair of trees here that makes a really nice hammock spot. And when you wake up or go to sleep, you see all the way out. Just amazing. Such a beautiful place. Not sure how many people come here. There are some memorial benches that people have put up, so must be quite well known. But looking over the valley, it's just, yeah, that's a big old world out there. You can literally see the curvature of the earth. She's such a good girl. She always parks herself looking the opposite way to what I'm looking. It's a very good protective dog. So I had a question the other day in one of my other videos about the clothes that I wear. As most of you know, I'm a big Helicon Tex fan. I've been wearing their stuff for a long time. I think these trousers are, at least 5 years old, maybe older, maybe 6. This jacket is about 3 years old. I actually lost the original one I bought with these trousers, so this is my second one. So it looks a little bit different, a bit not less faded, I should say. But both are in exceptional shape. I would absolutely buy these above the Fuel Raven. I'll put the models up there because I can't actually remember the names off the top of my head. And I've got my Cabela's wool outfitter jacket. Again, I lost this, had to buy another one. So shoulders aren't quite right yet. I need to wear it in a bit more. Only got that last year, I think. So yeah, I really enjoy this stuff. Just simple beanie, got a neck scarf on just to keep the wind out, a wool shirt underneath. Yeah, so if you're looking for any new outdoor clothing that you want to last for several years, hard wearing, reasonable prices, take a look at the Helicon Tech stuff. Like I say, I haven't had any problems with any of their equipment. It's actually been very, very good. So that's my recommendation. Okay, I think we should probably pack up. We've got to go and grab some water. We used one of my bags of water last night, so I'd like to fill it up. So let's get going. 2 batteries remaining, 2 bars. It's pretty good. Okay, so I think we've probably got enough wood for tonight. That's plenty, plus I got all these sticks too, because what we're going to do is I'm going to have some steak tonight. So what we'll do is just take those sticks, we'll use my little camp stove, wood stove, and we'll cook the steaks outside. So we'll set up that little wood stove that I love, that red camp stove, and we'll cook the steaks on that. Should be pretty nice, I think. I think the dogs will enjoy it. Oh, what a beautiful day. I think I'm going to have to take off a few layers. Whew. So let's just take a quick look at my tent setup. So I have the Nyko stove down here through my custom stove jack. I brought my big cot. This is the XXL Teton cot, which is huge. I was hoping it would fit across the back, and it did, but there was a big gap behind it, so I just threw it down this wall. I've actually moved it out slightly from last night, so just to give me a bit more room, move my chair to this side, so there's plenty of room. Now I just keep all my storage boxes here. I've got a couple of dog beds in the corner. Yeah, so this is a really good winter setup, very simple. Wouldn't use it in wet weather, obviously. This is an ice fishing tent. But what I'm going to do, if you watched my last video, I bought a new stove actually from here. Ended up not using it. The stove is much taller than this one. So the angle of the pipe going out wasn't right. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put a jack probably in here. And put it in somewhere like that, and that'll work out. Just gonna have to do a really good job of cutting it, make it look good, and then I'll probably use poppers to hold it in place, and I think we'll be good. Plenty of wood for tonight. We're all set up. I don't know if Lizzy's decided to stay or not, but she keeps wanting to get in the truck. So Lizzy, you're gonna have to shape up, or you won't be my next camping dog. Whereas this one, she just loves it. She falls asleep anywhere now. Bless her. Fast asleep. Well, it's about 12 o'clock and I think we're going to stop for a bit of lunch. And then we might go and explore in the other direction. We did a whole loop, went to grab that water, explore some of the trails, go and see the lookout point. So I think we'll go the other side and take a look once we've had something to eat. So after lunch I decided to bring out some of my sharpening stuff to touch up my knife. I actually dulled it quite a bit from splitting that wood the previous night. I didn't bring a small axe to do the splitting. I only had my big maul, and it's a bit inconvenient to use inside the tent, so I ended up using my knife. And it's always a good idea to have something with you that you can sharpen with. This is a Falknaven DC4, and this is a custom case that I 3D printed and designed many years ago. You can see that video, I'll link it above. But it fits the DC4 perfectly, and it's reversible, so you have the diamond on one side and then a ceramic sharpener for finer work on the other side. And I glued some leather to the outside of the case so that you could strop it afterwards. And I find with this setup I can sharpen things very easily. It's very comfortable, it's safe too. But I use it to sharpen my axes, my knives. And you know what, maybe it's a me thing, but one of the things I enjoy doing when I'm out camping is just touching up all the knives that I have with me. I find it very relaxing to do, and you know, it obviously has a practical point as well, just to keep everything nice and sharp. Sharper knife is much safer than a dull blade. And this Mora Garberg has turned out to be a really practical knife. I like that it's stainless steel, it's got some weight and girth behind it, and it comes with this multi-point sheath that you can attach to different things. I carry it in this Helicon Tex sear pouch, which carries a few different basic stuff in there, some firelighting, my sharpening tools. I think it's got a little bit of first aid in there, and some nails that I use often. If I'm attaching things to a tree, I just need something to put together.
so keeps all my essentials, and I love the setup. You'll notice I carry my knife and that sear pouch in a sling configuration across my chest, and I wear it over the top of all my clothes. So I find it very inconvenient in winter to carry a knife on a belt, especially when you've got lots of clothing on top of it. It gets kind of buried under all the layers. And I find carrying it in a sling configuration, you can put it over any type of clothing that you're wearing, and it's always in the right place. Very comfortable, and you can easily grab the knife if you need it in a hurry, and it's very convenient. Kind of looks a bit funky in some situations, but I just always carry it there, and I know exactly where it's going to be. So that kind of works out for me.
Well, this is interesting. It started to rain. Wasn't on the forecast at all, but things can change. It's very light at the moment, light rain. But this is an ice fishing tent, not a wet tent. I'll let you know how things develop.
As the weather didn't look good, I decided to load up the quad in the back of the Tundra. I didn't want to do this on a wet, slippery surface, so I dashed out and tried to get it loaded as quickly as possible while it was still somewhat dry. One thing I like about the Tundra is the 8-foot box. It allows me to load my quad without any drama, fits in easily with the tailgate shut. It'll also take some of the smaller side-by-sides as well, but I park it to one side so I can push my tent down on the other side, and everything just fits perfectly. Lots of tie-down points, and one of the big features that I always look for in a truck is a proper 8-foot box. Makes my life so much easier.
Well, this is quite something. Yeah, we're getting a real downpour. Thought it was just going to be a quick rain over, but it seems to have been raining for the last 30 minutes. So let's take a look around the tent, see if any leaks. I'm sure it will. You can see daylight with the stitching because it's not designed for water. Everything seems dry right now. So we're going to go out and cook our steak, which we have all prepared. So I think we might have to eat inside. I don't want to sit in the rain. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Do we have an inside steak today? I don't think they can. Okay, so we have some Nashville hot chicken seasoning blend. So just cook the dog's ones first, I think. So the dog steaks are done. These are raw, obviously. Let's feed the hounds. Get back, Lizzy, get back. What is me? Go see. and they don't look super great, but I always prefer to grill my steak, not pan fry it. So. Looks like the rain has abated somewhat. Not terrible. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of this. And we've got a few things to prepare for tonight. But we've got enough wood, we've got everything. We're just going to have to check, make sure we've got no pooled water anywhere or anything. The rain seems to have abated somewhat. So yeah, that wasn't on my bingo card for this weekend. You never can tell. So unfortunately we've been stuck in the tent this afternoon. Had a bit more activities planned, but we've been kind of rained off, which is a little bit too bad. But tent's big enough, there's lots of room for all three of us, so we're not climbing it over each other, which is good. Very shocked the tent didn't leak. Don't know how that works. Yeah, didn't leak anywhere. Very impressed. So even though you can see daylight through the stitching in places, it doesn't seem to leak water, which is good for me, but I'll have to dry the tent when I get home tomorrow. The light's going to fade in about half an hour, and as you can see, time is about 6:30, and I think yesterday it started to go dark about 7:15. So yeah, probably going to take an early night and then get an early start in the morning, and then we'll be heading back home. Well, good morning, everyone. We survived another night in relative comfort. It was actually a very pleasant night. The wind really kicked up last night, and this tent has actually amazed me quite a bit. I did stake it out, so I've got 4 pegs down to hold the main tent down. And then I took 2 straps per side, put an extra anchor in, and this thing didn't budge. And without those anchors in, the tent was actually lifting previously. So that's why I put them in, because I didn't want to do it in the night if I had to. And yeah, not a drop of rain came through it. Completely surprised me. And just how stable it was in those high winds. So yeah, this tent is actually quite durable. I thought really it would only be suited for obviously snow and ice and the cold, but it seems to work in most weathers. Who knew? There's the dogs down there, the bed hogs. It's Lizzy. We organised them a little bit different last night, so they weren't sleeping on my legs. And it worked out a lot better for us. So you can see the day's dawning outside. So we're going to have to get moving this morning. Try and debate whether I want to set the fire up or not. Probably not. It saves me having to douse it all, etc. So I'll probably just cook some breakfast, maybe get a cup of coffee. Then we'll pack up, and then we'll be on our way. Hello, little Lizzy. Another beautiful day. So yeah, just as I was saying, I put these single anchor, took these 2 straps down, and I have an anchor 3 per side. I didn't bother with these end ones, but I probably could have done. And same on this side. And yeah, that hold it completely solid. It's completely dried off too. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Did load up the quad yesterday, so that's all ready to go. Should be pretty quick to pack up today. But I do have an awkward descent coming out of here. When I came in, it was quite a steep turn at the bottom there. So it's going to be fun getting my truck out this time. Sometimes I forget I'm not driving my Jeep. So I'm going to start tearing things down, I think, and get it all packed up. And I won't put you through that. It's a pain packing up anyway, so I'll maybe just bring you back when I'm putting the tent away, just so you can see how quickly it does fold down.
That e'er I've had, they're sorry for my going away, and of all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they'd wish me one more day to stay, but since it
Well, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed coming along with Esme and Lizzy and I. We had a wonderful time. I was absolutely shocked by the ice fishing tent and how well that held up. I was praying it wasn't going to rain because it's an ice fishing tent, but it all worked out in the end. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. It really does help me out greatly. I've been growing the channel for over 10 years now, and every subscription really helps me out, and I appreciate them. And until next time, take care.
And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.